Sir?
Yeah, I'm raising my hand, right hand.
I'm not. Do you swear to tell the, do you swear to translate from Vietnamese to English, English to Vietnamese, truthfully in these matters here today?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Ha Duc is here in the Osceola jail, and if you could please make sure that he understands your translation as follows. Madam Clerk,
Yes, ma'am.
please raise your right hand. Can you please repeat that, Mr. Interpreter?
Xin chào ạ. Xin chào ông Hà Đức ạ. Tôi là David, tôi là phiên dịch ạ. Xin hỏi là ông có nghe rõ, có hiểu không ạ? Cũng như là có nghe từ chủ tọa, phiên tòa không ạ?
Vâng.
Thank you. Madam
Yeah.
Interpreter, please submit the oath. Do you
Xin
swear to-
vui lòng làm cho cái lời tuyên thệ, lời thề.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Ông có thề là sẽ cung cấp những cái sự thật, chỉ là sự thật, tất cả chỉ là sự thật không ạ?
Vâng.
Dạ,
Thank you.
cảm ơn ạ.
Can you please state your true name and date of birth?
Vui lòng cho biết tên thật và ngày sinh nhật đi ạ.
My name is Duc Ha. And my day of birth, my DOB is November 031940.
My name's Dick Had. Date of birth is November 3, 1940.
Thank you. You were charged with battery domestic violence. I find that there was probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit.
Cảm
No,
ơn ạ.
ma'am.
Như vậy, cảm ơn. Như vậy là ông bị buộc tội về vấn đề là bạo lực gia đình dựa trên những cái nguyên nhân đã xem xét cũng như là dựa trên những cái lời khai, bản khai.
Thank you. Based on this, your attorney is standing next to you. He's going to announce his name.
Spencer Rhodes.
Thank you.
Dựa trên những cái thông tin này á, luật sư biện hộ cho ông là đứng kế bên ông đó, thì luật sư này sẽ nêu tên của ông ấy. Cảm ơn ạ.
At this time, I would like to hear some history from the Orange County Pretrial Release Department.
He has no criminal history, and he also qualifies for pretrial release.
Thank you very much. Defense counsel, would you like to be heard on issues of special release of condition and bond?
Yes, Your Honor. I have spoken to his wife, T. Ha, who's present, and who informed me that she wished for her husband to be able to return to the home.
Give me one moment. We do have a victim. Ma'am? Will she need the Vietnamese
Your
interpreter as
Honor.
well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you please raise your right hand? Sir, you're going to be, Mr. Interpreter, you're now going to be using your services for the victim. Please listen as follows. Ma'am, can you raise your right hand?
Xin, xin thưa bà, xin vui lòng giơ cái tay phải lên ạ.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Cô có thể là chỉ nói sự thật, tất cả là sự thật, không có gì ngoài sự thật không ạ?
Yeah.
Dạ,
Thank you.
cảm ơn ạ.
Good afternoon, ma'am. We are here today as you are a victim in a alleged domestic violence occurrence. Would you like to say something to the court today regarding Mr. Ha coming home to your residence?
Xin chào ạ. Hôm nay á là bà có mặt ở hôm nay á ở tòa là liên quan đến cái vấn đề là bị buộc liên quan đến cái bạo lực trong gia đình. Như vậy thì bà có mặt tại tòa thì bà có muốn nói gì giữa tòa hay không liên quan đến ông Hà ở đây là muốn là bà có muốn ông Hà trở về cái nơi cư trú, về nhà nơi cư trú hay không?
Ma'am. I want my husband to go home with me now, please.
Ma'am, are you afraid of your husband?
No, she.
Xin hỏi bà
No,
có
ma'am,
sợ
not you.
hãi chồng bà
This-
không?
No, no, no. He loved me very much. Me too. I love him. Please, please. I want my home, my husband go home.
So you're not afraid of him, ma'am?
Như
you
vậy là bà
interpret that,
không có
please, sir?
sợ
Thank
chồng bà.
No, no.
Như vậy thì bà không có sợ hãi chồng bà phải không ạ?
Dạ, dạ không. No, no.
And do you have
No.
any reason to believe that you will be in danger or harm if he is released back
Như vậy
to
thì-
the residence?
Như vậy thì bà có những cái lý do nào mà bà tin rằng là bà sẽ gặp nguy hiểm hoặc là bị hãm hại trong trường hợp mà ông ấy được trả về cái nơi cư trú không?
No, no.
Thank you. State,
No.
would you like to be heard? Is there anything else, pardon me, is there anything else you would like to tell the court today?
Cảm ơn rất nhiều ạ. Chúng tôi đã nghe rõ. Thế bà có muốn nói gì giữa tòa nữa hay không?
Thank you very much. Thank you. I want my husband to go home with me, please now. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
State, would you like to be heard on issues relating to special conditions or bond?
Yes, Your Honor. State would just request that there be no contact.
Thank you. All right, at this time, there is going to be a direct pretrial release as to count battery domestic violence. Court will issue a no hostile or violent contact with victim. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you. Sir, wait, he needs to translate that. Sir, can you, Madam, Mr. Interpreter, can you please translate? Do you
This
need-
interpreter speaking, madam.
Okay, I
Can
can
you
re-
please repeat the
Of course.
condition, please?
Of course. At this time, I'm going to direct pretrial release Mr. Ha.
Yes, ma'am.
Và lúc này thì chúng tôi chỉ thị cho phép là thả ông Hà.
I'm going to have a special condition of any release as follows.
Và tôi có những cái điều kiện đặc biệt cho cái vấn đề thả này như sau.
No hostile or violent contact with the victim.
Sẽ không có giao thiệp bằng cách bạo lực với lại nạn nhân.
I do never.
No. Give me 1 minute. I'm so sorry. And that was it. No hostile contact with the victim. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Không có giao thiệp bạo lực với nạn nhân. Xin chúc may mắn ạ.
Thank you. And that
Cảm ơn ạ.
Thank you. Good luck, sir. Thank you, counsel. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Your
Next
Honor,
case.
is that everything?
That would be it for you
Interpreter?
today. Thank you very much, Mr. Interpreter. You have a wonderful rest of your day. This is that one. So now we'll bring us to this one. Just one, and okay, perfect. Which one is first? Thank you. Juan Enrique Correa Morales. Juan Correa Morales, ¿correcto? ¿Sí? Un momentito. Do we have anyone? Spanish interpreter, Mr. Interpreter, can you hear us in the courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor, the Spanish interpreter is on the line.
Good afternoon, sir. We have currently, the defendant's name is Mr. Juan Correa. Mr. Correa, can you state your name and date of birth for me, please?
Señor Correa, por favor, indique su nombre y su fecha
Oh,
de
wait, I'm
nacimiento.
so sorry. Mr. Interpreter, can you please get sworn in? I didn't hear
Yes,
you
ma'am.
previously sworn.
No problem.
All right, raise your right hand. Do you swear to translate from Spanish to English, English to Spanish, truthfully in these matters here today?
I do, Alan Figueroa, certified Spanish code interpreter.
Thank you. Sir, can you raise your right hand for me, please?
Señor, levante la mano derecha, por favor.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Jura decir la verdad, solo la verdad y nada más que la verdad.
Thank you. Can you state your name and date of birth?
Diga su nombre y fecha de nacimiento, por favor.
Juan Enrique Correa Morales,
Tu fecha.
17 de octubre del 96.
Cumpleaños. What? Sorry, Mr. Interpreter, can you hear me? Hear everybody in the courtroom? I apologize.
Yes,
Can
Your
you
Honor.
hear? Can you?
I was able to hear October 17th of 19 before.
Okay. Can you repeat?
Repita la fecha de nacimiento, por favor, señor.
17 de octubre del 96. 97.
October 17th of 97.
Thank you. You were charged with aggravated battery on a pregnant person.
Bien, señor, se le acusa de agresión física calificada en contra de una persona embarazada.
After I find probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit, and based upon this, I'm going to appoint you to the Public Defender's Office.
Determino que existe indicio de criminalidad después de haber leído la affidavit de arresto y se le designará al defensor público para que lo represente.
Can I have history, please?
He has no Florida arrest history or convictions. He has one Arizona conviction for release of a detention or material witness, and that's from June 7th of 2019.
Does he qualify for pretrial release?
He does not qualify for a pretrial release.
Thank you. At this time, would you like to be heard defense on bail or bond or special conditions?
Your Honor, since he has no criminal history in Florida, and he didn't seem to have any criminal convictions out there, I would ask for an RR in this matter, Your Honor.
Bien, él no tiene ningún antecedente en el estado de la Florida, pero sí tiene un antecedente de un fallo condenatorio del estado de Arizona. Eso fue el 7 de junio del 2019. Basado en estos hechos, él no tiene derecho a la libertad provisional. ¿Defensa desea opinar algo? Sí, su señor, ya que él no tiene antecedentes ninguno en el estado de la Florida, quisiéramos pedir que se le permita la libertad bajo palabra.
Also, I would ask to have him rescreened for pretrial release, because it seemed like the only reason why he was denied is because he didn't give an address.
Y quisiera pedir que se vuelva a reevaluar para la libertad provisional. Parece que la razón por la cual fue rechazado fue porque no había dado una dirección.
State, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Fiscalía,
yes.
¿desea opinar en alguno de los temas?
Yes, Your Honor. State just requests that there be a reasonable bond set in this case based on the charge, that there be no contact with the victim, and that they maintain separate residences.
Thank you.
Sí, su señoría, la Fiscalía quisiera pedir que se fije una fianza razonable en este caso. Se quisiera pedir que se emita una orden de prohibición de contacto y que se le prohíba vivir en el mismo sitio que la víctima, que tiene que buscarse otro paradero.
PTR, as far as defense counsel's discussion in regards to a birthday or, pardon me, but some type of discrepancy, is that an accurate statement? Is pretrial release available?
His community ties were unable to be verified. That was his employment and his place of residence.
Thank you.
Bien, Departamento de Libertad Provisional, ¿es eso correcto lo que había establecido la defensa, que es simplemente algún tipo de información que faltó, que él no ha entregado? No pudimos confirmar sus vínculos a la comunidad de su señoría, ni tampoco tenemos una dirección de correo.
Thank you. Based on there's being probable cause, I will find that the bond will be set at $1,000. No
Okay.
contact whatsoever, sorry, $1,000.
Bien, dado que se ha establecido ya que existen indicios de criminalidad, se establecerá la fianza en $1,000.
No contact whatsoever with the victim.
Se le prohíbe el contacto con la víctima.
Do you live with the victim, sir?
¿Usted vive con la víctima, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
He may return one time with law enforcement to retrieve his belongings.
Bien, se le permite regresar
No, yeah,
una
maintain
vez.
maintain separate residences. However, he may return one time with law enforcement to retrieve his belongings.
Bien, tendrá que buscarse otro paradero pero se le permite regresar una sola vez junto a las autoridades para recoger sus pertenencias personales.
State or defense, was the victim contacted?
Defensa o Fiscalía se ha contactado con la víctima.
I mean, state or pretrial release, was the victim contacted?
Not by
No.
the state, Your Honor.
No victim contact. We left a voicemail.
Thank you.
No se ha establecido comunicación con la víctima, dejamos un mensaje de voz.
Good luck, sir.
Gracias, buenas tardes, señor.
That would bring us now to, there's going to be another, Mr. Interpreter, there's going to be another case that we'll be needing your services for.
No problem.
Bonded.
Your Honor, just question.
Oh, he bonded out?
Yes, ma'am.
I apologize, Mr. Interpreter. That means that this would be your last case that we have currently that would need your services.
No problem, Your Honor. Just a quick question. This case, was it for Osceola County or for Orange County?
I do apologize. It's Orange County, and the case number is 21. No, actually, there's two. There was a 21 CT 1272,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the no valid driver's license.
Okay.
And then there was the other.
The one case was 2021 CF 8383.
Thank you.
What's the other?
Thank you very much.
Not a problem.
Sorry. Move ups, correct. And that person would be Sean Marshall.
Your Honor, the defense will ask for mental health pretrial release.
All right, give me 1 minute.
These are the masters in your.
All right, give me, I don't have Sean. I'm not looking at something else then. Mr. Sean Marshall? All right, got it. All right, what is your name and date of birth?
Mr. Marshall,
Your date of birth?
it's on the paper.
It's not. Can I have your date of birth?
They took my stuff and they put it on the birth, and they wrote it on the card. It's on the card.
I don't have it right here, so do you know your date of birth offhand?
The 9th
Perfect. Of?
August.
Okay.
That's what the thing says, right?
All right, I got the 9th of August, and what year? Can you just look at it and tell me whatever that says? Just look at it, tell me, and just tell me what you got.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
1968.
Perfect. All right, you were here as you were charged. Oh, I'm so sorry. Can you raise your right hand?
Me?
Yep.
No, ma'am.
Well, if you can put it down there, as long as the officer sees you kind of raising it, that's good enough for me. Do you see him raising his right hand to the best of his ability?
Oh.
Oh, I got it. I see it. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you should give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Do I have a Bible to swear on?
I wish I had one, but I don't have one. Normally, sometimes I do, but unfortunately, we don't have one right this time.
I'm going to raise my hand to the angel and say I do.
There you go. He said yes. Perfect. All right, and previously, Mr. Sean Marshall, you stated that your birth date was August the 9th, 1968. Is that correct?
I stated that that was what is on the card. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. All right, and you are here as you were charged with refusal to leave a hotel after, sorry, let me not do that. Refusal to leave a hotel after notice, and resisting an officer without violence. I had the ability to review the pretrial release form.
What is that, ma'am?
Pardon me.
My
I had
honor.
the ability to, I find pre-C after reviewing the charging affidavit. And at this time, I'm going to appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender's Office. So you can have an attorney.
My honor.
Just give me 1 moment. I promise I'll let you talk. I just want to appoint your attorney from the Office of the Public Defenders. And,
My honor, that is not necessary.
okay. I'll just provisionally appoint you, and then if you decide to get an attorney or if you want to do it on your own, you'll be able to have that time on your, later on, okay?
I would love to do that today, my honors, instead of wasting the court's time and the defendant's time. I'm fully able to represent myself.
Perfect. I'm going to provisionally appoint the Public Defender's Office at this time. And then at any time after that, you'll be able to represent yourself at a said hearing and at that available time based on things that I've seen earlier. Court's going to provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defenders and Justice of the Defendant and the interest of justice at this time.
My honor.
If you could give me one moment, I promise, Mr. Marshall, I allow people to talk all the time. I just got to get some procedural things done first, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect.
My honor, thank you.
Thank you. So I'm going to provisionally appoint provisionally appoint Mr. Marshall to the Office of the Public Defender's Office. Is there any history from the pretrial release department?
Based on his name and date of birth, he doesn't have any history. He did refuse to be printed for identification.
Okay. Dan, defense, would you like to be heard on the issue of bond and special conditions?
Oh, well, I was going to ask for an ROR, but that was because he's 52 years old with no criminal history. But if they couldn't verify it, I would just ask for mental health pretrial release.
Thank you. State, would you like to be heard on any issues of special conditions of release?
Your Honor, state requests that there be a no return to the scene.
Thank you. All right. So at this time, based on the pretrial release, I am going to direct pretrial, he's qualified for direct pretrial release, correct?
It would be mental health / PTR if he qualifies.
All right. So remember, that's the same thing we just did, right? So you're going to write it right here. I'm going to put a direct PTR with mental health conditions.
My honor, why is there mental?
Is that what you were asking for, pretrial release with mental health conditions if he qualifies? Or just straight mental health PTR?
Mental health PTR if qualifies.
All right.
Did you want to set a bond in the alternative that he does not?
Correct. And the alternative that he does not, $250 bond, and for the refusal to leave a hotel after notice, and a $250 bond for resisting officer without violence. But first, I would like to see if he could qualify for pretrial release with mental health, or direct mental health PTR.
My honor, can we go for direct PTR without mental health?
Is there anything else? At this time, we're going to do direct, I'm going to do with mental health conditions, if qualified. And if you don't, then you won't have to worry about it at that time period,
Yes,
okay?
ma'am.
Thank you very much, and you have good luck.
You said that I may speak, no?
Oh,
You told me that.
yep, go.
My honor, I would just-
Sorry, defense, would you like him to speak, or would you like to talk to your client?
No, Your Honor, I will ask that you do not let him speak in his condition.
At this time, your lawyer is suggesting that anything that you say could be used at a later time period, and that he is requesting that there is no discussion. However, at a later time period with your judge, you will have an opportunity to discuss anything else, as I won't necessarily be the judge that takes your case.
Why not?
It's the luck of the draw.
My honor,
Good luck, sir. Thank you very much.
I didn't want a defender. Can I go home free?
Yeah, you're a direct PTR mental health.
And I have no money to pay, so
That's correct.
for the beating,
There is no money. There is no bond. I did not associate a bond unless you don't qualify.
but for the beating in my underwear as I was praying and for breaking down the
But that good thing about that is that I've appointed you to a public defender, and so this counsel is pretty awesome. And he's going to be able to hear what you have to say, and then he's going to bring you back in front of a judge who will be able to make some really good determinations based on the information that you tell your attorney, okay? Good luck, sir.
May I have one last question?
Unfortunately, they are,
The question is this: will you have a wonderful day? And everyone in here, I pray that your families
thank you
will
very
live
much,
long,
Mr. Marshall.
and your justice should say, "In God we trust," above you.
Thank you very much. You have a great rest of your day. Next case would be. Sorry, there's like so much going on. All right, so that would bring us to Mr. Stephen Joseph Sobiech. All right. Julia Scott.
No. Yes.
Hello, can you please raise your right hand?
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Can you state your name and date of birth?
Julius D. Scott, 08311995.
Thank you. And 08 being August, correct?
August, correct.
Thank you. You were charged with the battery on a uniformed licensed security officer. I do find that there was probable cause after reviewing, oh, give me one moment. I think this was a previously issued warrant. I apologize.
No.
And based on this, I'm going to appoint you to the Public Defender's Office, provisionally appoint you to the Public Defender's Office. And I do see that your bond is to be set at your initial appearance, and thus I would like to hear some history from the pretrial release officer.
Your Honor, he has 6 felony convictions, 10 misdemeanor convictions, no FTAs, 2 unknowns, 1 DOC conviction. Last conviction being May 20th of 2021 of battery 2 prior.
And thus he does not qualify for pretrial release?
This is an add-on charge. He's also being held on another offense.
Okay. All right, defense, would you like to be heard regarding any issues?
No, Your Honor.
State, would you like to be heard regarding any issues?
No, Your Honor.
All right. At this time, I will set, if he's being held, street, I don't see the other case. I don't have a sheet.
He's already been IA'd.
Okay, thank you. And thus, at this, has he already been IA'd on the other case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so the battery on a uniformed security officer at this time is set a bond for $1,000. Good luck, sir.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Franklin. Can you please raise your right hand?
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Thank you. Can you please state your name and date of birth?
Victor Franklin, 10/23/1972.
Thank you. You were here as you were charged with an aggravated assault with a weapon, a domestic violence. I find probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit, and based upon this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender's Office. Has he already been appointed? Okay, thank you. Defense, would you like to be, PTR, pretrial release, can I please hear some history?
He has no criminal history, Your Honor, and he does qualify for pretrial release.
Thank you. Direct pretrial release?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Defense, would you like to be heard? Yes. Defense, would you like to be heard?
No, Your Honor.
State, would you like to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. State requests no contact and to maintain separate residences as well as no firearms or weapons.
Thank you. Ma'am, when you please have the child step out of the adult proceeding courtroom. Thank you very much. Can you please state your name?
Robin Franklin.
Mrs. Franklin, you're here for the court in regards to, you would like to be heard regarding the assault, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, domestic violence, specifically on contact?
Yes, I'm not even sure how the charges, I think he got brought up for a charge on me as well. There was no physical contact at all on me or anybody else in the house.
I only have one case. Do you only have one case?
I may be mistaken.
Yes, I only have one case here. And so are you afraid of Mr. Franklin?
Not at all.
You think that he poses a danger to you or your family, ma'am?
No, ma'am, not at all.
Thank you. At this time, I'm going to...
Your Honor?
Yes, state?
If I may, the victim in this case was her son, I believe, Hezekiah Franklin. And that's the one that the weapon was brandished
That's
to during the altercation.
That is correct.
Thank you.
So with that, the reason why is my
Oh, ma'am.
son has gone after him on 7 different occasions.
Ma'am, we don't need any more information regarding that specific topic, just in the home. Mr. Franklin, does he live with you?
He does. We're married.
Yes, and do you believe that there's going to be issues in the home with Mr. Franklin coming back?
No, ma'am, absolutely not.
As you indicated, that is there any continuously violence in the home with your son there?
No. Things are, in the past, my son has gone after him, but at this point, my son has actually went with his brother.
Perfect. Thank you very much. State, based on testimony, would you have anything to add or anything else that you would like to be heard on?
No, Your Honor, I believe his wife just stated that her son is living elsewhere, so state doesn't request that he not return to that residence, just that him and the victim maintain separate residences and that there's no contact.
Thank you very much. At this time, I am going to issue a direct PTR with the special conditions as follows. No contact whatsoever with the child in this case. And to maintain separate residences from the child.
Okay.
Victim was contacted. Thank you very much. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Is this something for me to sign real quick? I did really bad with a whole bunch of papers around, so. Correct. That would bring us to Lavoska Mays.
I think they have problems getting the thing.
I don't want to go home. Thank you.
Thank you. Is this Lavoska's, Mr. Lavoska's Mays? Can you please raise your right hand?
Manuel Lara.
Raise your right hand, please. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Swear.
Can you please state your true name and date of birth?
Angel Manuel Lara, January 15, 1988.
I don't have that person. Give me 1 minute. I have that person next. All right, Mr. Angel Laura. Okay, we'll just you have been charged with the following: aggravated battery, commitment of aggravated battery, and at this time, after reviewing the charging affidavit, I do find that there is probable cause. Based on this, I provisionally appointed you to the public defender's office. Is there a victim? Ma'am, can you please state your name?
No, you speak English?
She doesn't speak English.
I'm sorry.
¿Habla español?
Sí.
Un momentito.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, it's not my courtroom. I'm so used to this. My bad. You guys have something totally different. Okay, yep, do you.
Oh, I did.
While we're waiting, history, please.
He has no criminal history and he qualifies for a direct PTR.
Thank you. They don't say hello. Hello.
Hello, yes.
How are you doing today? Mr. Interpreter, we have case number 21 CF 8395A. Victim is in the Orange County Jail, and please raise your right hand, ma'am.
Your Honor, just to interpret, is the victim that requires the interpreter?
Correct. Please raise your right hand, ma'am.
Señora, levanta la mano derecha.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
¿Puede decir la verdad, solo la verdad y nada más que la verdad?
Sí.
Yes.
Can you please state your name for the record?
Diga su nombre, por favor, para que conste en actas.
Carmen García Contreras.
Carmen Garcia Contreras.
Ms. Cortia Contreras, you're here you have something to say to the court regarding Mr. Angel Manuel Lora?
Y señora, se encuentra aquí porque tiene algo que decirle al juzgado con respecto al caso del señor Ángel Manuel Lora.
Bueno, sí que no sé por qué estamos aquí, porque él nunca me tocó ni nada. Simplemente hubo un forcejeo de teléfono y nada más, prácticamente.
Yes, I just wanted to understand why we're here, because he never touched me or anything. It was just over the phone argument, but that was it, basically.
Do you feel that you're in danger of your life?
¿Siente usted temor por su vida?
No, para nada, en absoluto, se lo juro.
Not at all.
Defense, do you want to be heard on PC?
No, Your Honor.
Defensa, con respecto a los indicios.
And do you believe that he is a threat to you and your family if you return to the residence?
Señora, ¿y cree usted que él sería un peligro o una amenaza para usted o para su familia?
Ay, no.
Thank you. State, do you want to, thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
And
Gracias,
how to push the
señor.
button every time? Perfect. Would you like to be heard on any issues?
Yes, Your Honor. State would just request no contact and no possession of weapons or firearms.
Thank you.
La fiscalía quiere pedir una prohibición de contacto y que se le prohíba el uso o tenencia de armas.
Thank you, Mr. Interpreter. That's all. We just needed it for the victim.
Oh, okay, not a problem.
Have a great rest of your day. Defense, would you like to be heard on special conditions of release?
Your Honor, I'm not going to challenge probable cause because the state will be entitled to 24 hours.
Okay.
So I would like to take that into consideration as when determining bond and possibly say like a no hostile contact, Your Honor.
Thank you. And this defendant was for direct PTR?
Yes, Your Honor.
At this time, I'm going to have direct PTR, no hostile contact with the victim as a special condition. And counsel, from the state, where is there an indication of a firearm being used? I didn't catch that. I would put that on my notes if I would have caught that. So where?
I apologize, Your Honor. There is not. It's just based on it being an aggravated battery in lieu that it could escalate. The state was just requesting no weapons or firearms in that instance.
Thank you. And that's all that we will have at this time on the special conditions of release. Good luck, sir. No. So the special conditions of the release will be no hostile contact with the victim, and that's the only special condition of any release. Next person would be Dylan Michael Tarango. Do you guys have a list of where you guys are so we can make sure that we're on the same?
Yeah, Your Honor, it should be
list
Mays.
that you guys-
Keandre Mays?
Is this Mays?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Do we have a list so we can just make sure that we having the same people? Oh, all right.
Need a
All right,
doc- need a
Mr.
copy of the
Lavasca Mays, how are you doing today?
Doing wonderful.
Can you please raise your right hand for me?
Yes, ma'am.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, can you state your name and date of birth?
My name is Keandre Mays. My date of birth is August 1st, 1991.
Thank you. You've been charged with aggravated assault, dating violence, and the second charge was battery, dating violence. At this time, I do find that there was probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit, and based on this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Public Defender's Office.
Yes, ma'am.
Your attorney is sitting right there next to you, and at this time, I'm going to ask some history from PTR. It does say I'm going to ask for some history from PTR regarding this defendant.
He has 3 felony convictions, 6 misdemeanor convictions, 4 FTAs, last one being March of 2021, 1 unknown and 0 DOC convictions. He is out on bond, so he did not qualify for a PTR.
Thank you. And he is out on bond in case number 21016749. He was released on his own recognizance. In that case, I'm going to street the previous bond and enter a no bond on 21016749. As far as this case, aggravated assault and the battery dating violence, is anyone, state, would you like to be heard on any issues regarding special conditions and bail?
Yes, Your Honor. State would just request that a reasonable bail bond be set. We also request no contact with the victim, no return, and no possession of weapons or firearms. There was not any firearms or weapons indicated here. However, a lamp was picked up, and he threatened to kill the victim. Therefore, the state is just requesting that that be part of the conditions.
Thank you. Defense, would you like to be heard on any special conditions of release?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. At this time, I am going to enter the following. On aggravated assault dating violence, I'm going to set a bond at $1,000. At battery dating violence, I'm going to set a bond at $500. Special conditions of any release would be as follows. No contact with the victim. Were we able to contact the victim, pretrial release, or state?
Contact was made with the victim, did not wish to attend initial appearance, and she no longer resides at the residence.
Thank you. Based on that, I'm going to have no contact with the victim, do not return to the scene of the residence, do not consume any alcohol or controlled substances without a prescription. Good luck, sir.
And ma'am, I'm sorry, ma'am.
You probably want to talk to your attorney.
Because the security guard.
That's what I mean. Your attorney is going to be able to have some information, because if you say some things on the record, you could potentially get, they could use that later. Thank you. Good luck, sir. And that would bring us now, who do you have? Who do you have?
Next one is Tarango.
All right, thank you.
We'll talk about that later.
Can I bond?
No, you can't bond out.
I ain't got no money.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you very much. Can you state your name and date of birth?
Dylan Tarango, date of birth 09/05/2002.
Mr. Tarango, you were charged with tampering with a witness to hinder communication to a law enforcement officer. You're charged with a battery of domestic violence. At this time, I do find that there was probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit. And thus, I'm going to appoint you to the Office of the Public Defenders unless you have your own counsel, private counsel. PTR in regards to history.
Your Honor, he has no criminal history, and he does qualify for direct PTR.
Thank you. State, would you like to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. State requests no contact with the victim and to maintain separate residences.
Thank you. Defense, would you like to be heard?
No, Your Honor.
There is a witness. Can you please raise your right hand, ma'am? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. Are there going to be two witnesses or one witness, or are you there for support?
Support. I'm her father.
Thank you. All right, ma'am, would you like to be heard in regards to conditions of any release and/or bail?
Yes.
Please.
Yes, please.
Please tell us what you would like to tell the court today. Are you afraid of, I'll hope out, are you afraid of Mr. Dylan Michael Tarango?
I am afraid for my life. If he gets out, he will find me, and he said he will kill me. If he told me I cannot be with anyone else but him.
Thank you. Is there anything else you would like to tell the court today?
I don't think he's mentally stable anymore. He says he's going to hurt himself and others. He's very aggressive, and he looks to pick fights.
Thank you. Is there anything else you would like to tell the court today? Thank you, ma'am. You can.
Okay.
You can push the.
Yes, ma'am.
You can. Oh, you want?
I don't think you're.
No.
I can't?
No, just for support purposes if she's the victim. Thank you very much. I did allow Dad to be in there for support.
Thank you, ma'am.
Of course.
Thank you, sir.
At this time, is there anything, would you like to say anything, defense, regarding any conditions of bond?
No, Your Honor, I would just ask for the pretrial release, no contact with the alleged victim.
Thank you very much. At this time, I'm going to enter a pretrial release conditions I'm going to enter pretrial release conditions with the following. A bond with conditions of PTR as to the following counts. Battery, domestic violence, and that's going to be at $500. Tampering with a witness to hinder communications to a Leo is going to be $500. PTR, bond with conditions of PTR as to count 1, tampering with a witness to hinder communications with the Leo. Bond with conditions of PTR as to count 2, battery, domestic violence, both counts $500. Special conditions of any release are as follows: no contact with the victim whatsoever. And sir, that means, contact means TikTok, concentrate up here, right here. TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, through a third party. Contact means no direct or indirect. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. At this time, we're going to also, do you live with the victim?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to also have you do not return to the scene of the offense. Do you have items there?
Yes, ma'am.
I will allow you one time to return with law enforcement to retrieve your belongings.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. And
Excuse me? His clothes have been dropped off at his old previous roommates, and his mother knows about it, and she said it was fine.
thank you. If he does believe that he has items there, though, he can come with law enforcement to retrieve his items, but there will be law enforcement there.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have a right to retrieve your items if you believe that there's anything left after speaking with your mom and whoever the remaining items are with law enforcement. And
Your Honor, for clarification, is this bond or pretrial release?
both.
Okay, all right.
It's pretrial release. It's a bond with conditions of pretrial release as to count 1 and count 2 at $500 each. There are other special conditions of any release is no contact whatsoever with the victim, do not return to the scene of the residence, maintain separate residences, and he may return one time, though, with law enforcement to get any belongings that he believes that are still remaining. Thank you. Next case would be, who do you have?
Colin Butler?
Thank you. Mr. Butler, can you please raise your right hand? Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. At this time, can you state your name and date of birth?
Colin Butler, 12/08/1995.
Mr. Butler, you were here as you were charged with a battery domestic violence. I find that there was probable cause after reviewing the affidavit of arrest. Based on this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the public defender's office unless you have your own attorney. And I would like to hear history.
He has 0 felony convictions, 1 misdemeanor conviction, 0 FTAs, 3 unknowns, and 0 DOC convictions. His last conviction was February 12th of 2015 for a no valid driver's license.
Direct to PTR?
He does qualify for PTR, and the victim is also in custody.
Thank you. State, would you like to be heard on any conditions of release and/or bail?
Yes, Your Honor. State would request that there be no contact with the victim, as well as maintaining separate residences. I know that they lived together and they were both arrested for domestic violence. So I'm not sure which one, if Your Honor agrees to those conditions, would be able to return to the residence.
Thank you. Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Yeah, I would ask that we inquire about the alleged victim to see if we could establish a no hostile contact order, Your Honor.
Thank you.
She's in custody, I think, but I believe she's already in.
You're in the back.
Right. I think is it the stepfather and the stepson?
I believe so, Your Honor.
And who is the father?
My father's Marco Spazzo. That's not him.
So am I looking at the wrong arrest affidavit here? It says that describe the relationship. It was a stepson and a child. Is that not accurate? Who is the victim?
My mother's husband, sorry.
Okay. That would make you the stepson then,
Yes.
correct? Okay, great. And who is your mother's husband?
Miklos Lee.
And he is not around right now, correct?
He's in the back, Your Honor.
Right, so when you wanted me to inquire, counsel, then you were talking about inquire with him, correct?
Yeah, I'd like to bring them up together.
But That's not happening today, right now? That did not happen, correct? Okay, so we are going to, can I get that list? Can I get that list right there? That list right there so I can see where everybody, where you are, where we are? I just want to see, can you hand it to me just for a moment? Perfect. Because we're not, everybody's, perfect. All right, we can just, I'll give you a moment and I'll bring them up together. Can you do, is that going to be okay? The other person is Mikla. How? Give me a moment. We're not even, how old are you, sir?
25 years old.
And do you have another place to live?
I can go stay somewhere.
Okay. And is that your mother's home?
I do know that my mother is going on Monday to file an injunction against him.
Is that your mother's home?
Yes, that is my mother's residence, and it is also on my ID as my residence as well.
Thank you. Miklos. Correct. And you would like, counsel, you want one brought after the other?
Yeah, but I guess it's kind of seems like that they probably.
Everybody seems like they have another resident. Mr. Miklos?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, can you come up here?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you go over there? Can you, no. Sorry. Right there. Can you raise your right hand?
Yes, ma'am.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Miklos, do you have another residence that you can live in?
No, it's my house. He's
Thank
the
you.
visitor.
Thank you. Okay, we've inquired.
All right.
All right, Mr. Butler, you have indicated that there is another place for you to go.
Yes, I could potentially go sleep on the couch at my father's house.
Oh, your father's home,
Yes.
okay.
I have a copy of that.
All right, so based on the testimony from Mr. Butler, I will allow for a direct PTR with the special conditions of no contact with the victim and direct PTR with no contact whatsoever with the victim. Do not return to the scene of the offense or the residence. May return one time with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings. All right. Good luck, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That now will bring us to Engel. Got it. So now I'm fine. I'm following them. Now I know where everybody is. All right, Mr. Joshua Engel, can you please raise your right hand?
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. Okay.
Thank you. Mr. Engel, can you state your name and date of birth?
Joshua Sean Engel, 6/18/87.
6 meaning June?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You were charged with battery, domestic violence. I do find that there's probable cause after reviewing the affidavit of arrest. And based on this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the public defender's office. Your attorney is sitting right next to you in the courtroom. And do you have any history, pretrial release department?
He has 4 felony convictions, 7 misdemeanor convictions, 5 FTAs, last one being April of 2016, 11 unknowns, and 0 DOC convictions. Last conviction, December 23rd of 2019 for burglary.
Is he able for pretrial release?
He does not qualify for a pretrial release.
Thank you. You would like to be heard on defense? Would you like to be heard on any issues?
No, Your Honor.
State, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Yes, Your Honor. State requests that there be no contact, that they maintain separate residences, and there's no alcohol.
Thank you. At this time, you're going to set a bond at $500. Do not return, no special conditions of any release as follows: no contact whatsoever with the victim. Do not return to the scene of crime, to the scene of the residence. Do you have any items there, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
You may return one time to retrieve law enforcement, one time to retrieve your belongings, and do not consume alcohol or any controlled substances without prescription. Good luck, sir. So now that would bring us to Miklos.
I apologize, guys, about.
First of all, can you raise your right hand, please, for me, sir?
Sorry.
No worries.
the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
All right, sir, can you state your true name and date of birth?
9/22/69.
What was it?
9/22, September 22nd, 1969.
Thank you. And at this time, Mr. Mikolos, can you, you were charged with the following: battery, domestic violence. I do find there was a probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit. Based on this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the public defender's office. Your attorney is sitting next to you.
Okay.
And I would like to hear some history from the pretrial release department.
Your Honor, he has 0 felony convictions, 1 misdemeanor conviction, 0 FTAs, 7 unknowns, and 0 DOC convictions. His last conviction being June 19th of 2019 for battery, domestic violence, or different victim.
Does he qualify for PTR?
He does not qualify for PTR.
Thank you. May, the state, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Yes, ma'am. I'm just curious why.
State, would you like to be heard on any issues? One moment, I'm so sorry. State, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Yes, Your Honor. State requests that there be no contact, that they maintain separate residences, and no alcohol.
Thank you. Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. And again, state that wasn't in my notes. Is there anywhere you can point to me where there was alcohol related?
Your Honor, it does state about halfway through the affidavit that they believe they smelled the impurities of an unknown alcoholic beverage emanating from his breath.
I see it. All right. At this time, the court's going to set bond for battery domestic violence with $250. Maintain separate residences. You can still stay at your residence, sir. The victim, Mr. Colin Butler, will be residing at another residence. You are to do not have contact with him at all. That's third-party contact as well. That means through his mom, through someone else, through any type of means. And do not consume alcohol or any controlled substances without a prescription.
Your Honor, can I ask a quick question?
Sure, your attorney's sitting right there as well.
Did she say I could go back to my house?
You can. You are allowed to go back to your home.
Thank you. Good. Thank you. Yeah.
Good luck, sir. And that would bring us to Shakaria Powell Bailey. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you please raise your right hand?
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I swear.
Ms. Bailey, can you tell me your name and date of birth?
Shahida Powell Bailey, August 1474.
Thank you. You were charged with battery domestic violence. I find probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit, and thus I'm going to appoint you to the I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. Your lawyer is sitting next to you. Can I hear some history from pretrial release?
She has 1 felony conviction, 1 misdemeanor conviction, 0 FTAs, 0 unknowns, and 0 DOC incarcerations. Last conviction being February 7th of 1994 for battery and aggravated battery bodily harm.
Does she qualify for PTR?
She did not qualify for PTR.
Thank you. State, would you like to be heard on any conditions of release or bail?
Yes, Your Honor. State would like to request no contact. I'm not entirely sure if they lived together. The victim was a minor, and I believe there was mention of a father that maybe they don't live separately. So I'm not sure if that would require her not to return to the residence or not.
Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
No, Your Honor.
Ma'am, is the victim your daughter?
Yes.
How old is your daughter?
15.
At this time, I'm going to set bail for $250. No hostile contact with the victim. Good luck, ma'am. That means you can go back to your home. That would bring us to Awilda Ramos. Ms. Ramos, can you please raise your right hand?
swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your name and date of birth.
Wilda Ramos, 6/18/77.
6 being June.
June 18, 1977.
Thank you. You were charged with battery domestic violence. Based on this, I find that there was probable cause based on the charging affidavit. Based on this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defenders. Your attorney is sitting next to you. At this time, I would like to hear from pretrial release regarding is Mrs. Ramos, is she going to be qualified for pretrial release program?
She does qualify for PTR. She has no criminal history.
Thank you. There is a victim. Sir, can you please raise your right hand?
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, sir. Are you going to, do you have anything to say today to the court regarding the release of Mrs. Awilda and any special conditions?
No, ma'am. I think this was just a big misunderstanding, and I wish that the court would allow her to return back home. We've been together 4 years, haven't had any incidences.
Are you afraid of Mrs. Ramos?
No, ma'am.
Do you think that she permits any type of danger to you and your family?
No, ma'am.
And are you asking for her to return to the residence?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Defense, would you like to be heard? Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. Client's 44 years old. This appears to be her first arrest. No criminal history whatsoever. And the alleged victim doesn't appear to be in any meaningful danger from my client. I would ask for an ROR, Your Honor.
Thank you. State, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Yes, Your Honor. State would request no contact with the victim.
Thank you. At this time, I'm going to have the defendant direct PTR. And the special conditions of any release are no hostile or violent contact with the victim. Good luck, ma'am.
Can she return home, Your Honor?
You can. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, thank you.
At this time, we should have Chase Salinga. Chase Alexander Saig.
Yes.
Please raise your right hand.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you state your true name and date of birth?
May 20th, 1994.
Your true name and date of birth?
Chase Alexander Selg, May 20th, 1994.
Thank you very much. You were charged with a battery dating violence. I find that there was probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit. Based on this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Public Defender's Office. Pretrial release, does this defendant qualify for the pretrial release program?
He does qualify. He has no criminal history.
Thank you. There is a victim. Ma'am, would you like to, can you please raise your right hand?
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Would you like to, do you have anything to say regarding Chase Alexander Saig and the domestic violence battery?
Yes, I don't think that he should be in here right now. I don't feel any in danger. It was a verbal argument. Nothing bad happened, and I don't think he should be here right now.
PC. Okay. Defense, is there any issues with PC?
Your Honor, if I challenge probable cause, the state's entitled to 24 hours. So I would leave it to court's discretion. Yeah.
Thank you. And ma'am, do you believe that he's going to be a danger if he is allowed? Do you live together?
No, we don't.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your time today. At this time, the bond will be set as follows. I forgot if she said direct. Ma'am, direct PTR?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Bond will be set as follows, direct PTR, and there will be no hostile contact with the victim. Good luck, sir.
Your Honor, if I may, can there also be no alcohol added to the conditions of release? I believe alcohol was a factor in this case as well.
Let's see, I didn't have that on my notes, so let me just give me a moment. Yeah, direct me to the line.
I'm looking for it, Your Honor. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, line 16, almost towards the end. She said she believed that he hit her because but it was only because he was drunk.
I'm gonna leave it like that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Next would be,
Starting a felony docket, Your Honor. Anderson Vern.
is this it? All right. Are you on Verone Robert Anderson? All right. Can you please raise your right hand?
I do.
Thank you, sir. Can you state your name and true name and date of birth?
Vern Anderson, 11/30/1986.
Thank you. You're here on an arrest affidavit, a previously entered arrest affidavit, and that arrest affidavit has the following: bail, count 1, which is possession of fentanyl for $2,500, count 2, possession of methamphetamine for $2,500, and count 3, possession of drug paraphernalia at $500. Good luck, sir. Did I provisionally appoint? I don't know if I provisionally appointed the Office of Public Defenders, but I will do now. Good luck, sir.
Any conditions?
There was no, I didn't see any conditions on here of the affidavit didn't have any conditions.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Tyrone Bradshaw, he bonded.
Perfect, thank you very much. Jacone Amar Brazil,
Yes, ma'am.
can you raise your right hand?
Right hand?
Mm-hmm.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, can you state your true name and date of birth?
Jacon Amar Brazel, October 28, 1997.
Thank you. You were charged with the following: carrying a concealed firearm, grand theft, third degree. Count 1, carrying a concealed firearm. Count 2, grand theft, third degree with a firearm. Count 3, possession of methamphetamine, MDA, ecstasy. Based on the arrest affidavit, after review, I do find probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit. Based on this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. Can I have some history from the pretrial release department?
Your Honor, he has 3 felony convictions, 1 misdemeanor conviction, 0 FTAs, 6 unknowns, and 0 DOC incarcerations. He does qualify for a pretrial release.
Thank you. State, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Yes, Your Honor. State would just request that he not be allowed to possess any firearms as well as drugs.
Thank you. Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
I wanted to go over PC, but however, I just see that he does qualify for pretrial release, so I think it'll be a moot point at this time.
I did see that too. Thank you. And so at this time, I'm going to issue a direct PTR on all counts with the following conditions, special conditions though. 1, don't consume any drugs or alcohol without a prescription. No firearms, no weapons or firearms. Good luck, sir. Failure to appear, there are 2 of these. Can you please raise your right hand, sir?
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you state your name and date of birth? You may have to speak up just a little bit.
James Malcolmborough, January 36th, 1964.
Thank you. You were charged with the following: failure to appear, and you were charged with failure to appear in 2 cases. At this time, there was a bond set for $2,000 from Judge. There was a bond set out for $2,000 already previously, and thus that will be the bond in this case. And then there was a failure to appear as well. The bond in that case was set at $5,000 for. Let me see who this judge was. Judge was, oh, that's right, I didn't have any notes on that. Okay, thank you and good luck, sir. You have been based on this, I'm going to appoint you to the office. Sir, Mr., you can bring him back in for a moment. I don't know if I said it, but you are provisionally appointed to the Public Defender's Office.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand, please, sir?
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you tell your name, your true name and date of birth?
Cesar Ruben Cruz Diaz, November 14, 82.
Hablas inglés?
Yeah.
Thank you. I find today you were charged with the following: principal in the first-degree kidnapping, second charge, principal first-degree robbery with a firearm, third charge, principal in the first-degree aggravated assault with a firearm, and charge 4, child abuse. Based on this, I'm going to provisionally, I do find there was probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit. And based on this, I'm going to appoint you to the Office of the Public Defenders. Your attorney is sitting next to you. And I'm going to ask some, looks like there was a case out of, he was out on surety bond in a case 2021 CF 007702A. I'm going to street that previous bond and issue a no bond. And it looks like this was a previously entered arrest affidavit. And the bonds were none, and no victim contact and no defendant contact.
Did you have a petty theft?
Oh, sorry. And then you were also charged with petty theft after, I find probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit. And it looks like that was also a previously entered warrant, and that was for $250. And there was no special conditions of release on that bond. Did they have no return? Let's see there. Oh, not return, no return to the scene.
In your honor.
Good luck, sir.
In your honor.
Yeah.
On the other, on the warrant, count 4 and count 3 and 4 had bonds. You want to change those to 0?
That would look like zeros to me. I'm so sorry. On count 1, the bond of principal and first-degree kidnapping was none. Count 2, principal first-degree robbery was none. Count 3, principal first-degree assault with a firearm was $15,000. Count 4, child abuse was $5,000. There was no, let's see here, no victim contact and no co-defendant contact. Good luck, sir. John Fuena, can you please raise your right hand?
Yes.
Raise it.
Raise your right hand, sir.
Thank you.
Raise your right hand.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Can't hardly hear you.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
And the headsets. 1 second, sir.
All right, you had a previously issued warrant. Oh,
Honor, we're just gonna get him.
You swear to tell the truth? No. You hear me now?
do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. At this time, can you please state your name and date of birth?
William John Finney, 8/29/51.
Thank you. Mr. John, you were charged with a failure of defendant to appear, a failure of defendant to appear, and a failure for the defendant to appear. At this time, you were as a previously issued warrant, and in that warrant, there was a bond of count 1, battery on a law enforcement officer, $0. Oh, sorry. For the failure to appear, it looks like there was a no bond for your failure to appear. Good luck, sir. And that would bring us to Carlos Renell Harrison. Can you please raise your right hand, sir?
Tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
You state your true name and date of birth?
Charles Harrison,
Thank you.
August 14, 1972.
Thank you. You were charged with robbery, studying, snatching. There was an affidavit for arrest warrant previously signed by Judge Gibson. At that time, Based on that, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Public Defender's Office. She has indicated a bond amount of $2,500. Give me 1 minute. Let me just make sure that I thought that I saw that. $2,500, and there's no victim contact, no weapons or firearms or ammunition. Anything further from the defense or state? Oh, sorry, there is another case here. Possession of cocaine. You were charged with possession of cocaine. I'm going to, based on this, I do find that there was, based on this, I do find there was probable cause after I reviewed the charging affidavit, and I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. Bond will be set, the bond will be stayed at $1,000. No special conditions of release on that. Good luck, sir. That will bring us to Howard David. David Howard,
He's in the hospital, Your Honor.
thank you. Reset with, of 24 hours of release, yep. Yes, thank you. That's gonna be the same thing for this. This is, Mr. Joshua Michael Howick.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please raise your right hand?
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you state your true name and date of birth?
Joshua Michael Howick, 12/28/1995.
Thank you. You were charged with a grand theft, third-degree motor vehicle. I do find there's probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit, and based on this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Public Defender's Office. Your attorney is sitting next to you. Does he qualify for pretrial release?
This is an added-on charge, and he's also on state probation.
State, would you like to be heard on any issues?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
No, Your Honor.
At this time, I'm going to set a bond for $1,000. No return to the scene on special conditions of release. Good luck, sir. Brings us to Jennifer Lopez Camacho.
Yes.
Can you please raise your right hand?
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Can you state your name and date of birth?
Jennifer Lopez Camacho, 7/19/89.
7 meaning July.
Yep.
Thank you. You were charged with the violation of condition of pretrial release.
Yes, ma'am.
I find there's probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit, and based on this, I'm provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. Does she she would. Is there any history?
She has 0 felony convictions, 4 misdemeanor convictions, 0 FTAs, 2 unknowns, 0 DOC incarcerations.
At this time, she's not eligible for PTR, correct?
It came in as a warrant of do not modify.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay. Your bond at this time, a judge has this was a previously issued warrant, and at this time, the judge on that case, Judge Wilson, has indicated that the bond be set at none. Thank you. Good luck.
Any conditions?
That would bring us to Christopher Jason Loonsbury.
We don't have a docket, Your Honor. Exhibit Kenneth Lionel or Lyman.
That's what I have next too, but it's all right. We'll just rock and roll it. That's why I wanted this right here. I should have been paying attention to it. No worries. I will.
You have the inmate number?
Wait, why can't? Let me see your affidavit. 210-167-92. And that is going to be for who? Christopher Laundrie is, right, they're not on this list at all.
He's surety bonded.
Okay. Perfect. And now then we are back to Kenneth Horace Lyman.
Yes, Your Honor. He's mental health.
All right. Mr. Lyman, can you raise your right hand, please?
No, he's not here,
Oh,
Your Honor. He's mental health.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
So at this time, I can provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender. It looks like there's already bond amounts for these previously entered. There's a surety bond for case 21-016800. At that time, I'm going to issue a no bond. And 21-016800, issue a no bond, and street the previous bonds. He has a, oh, pardon me, 2021 CF 0755A. Is that his previous case?
Yes, Your Honor. And 2021 CF 007972AO.
Perfect. Can we street the previous bonds in those cases, issue a no bond in those cases? And now we're going to, as far as, are you waiving his appearance today, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will find PC after reviewing the charging affidavit. Based upon that, I'm provisionally appoint you to the Public Defender's Office. I'm going to set a bond as stayed, the bond at possession of cocaine at $1,000 and the possession of cannabis less than 20 grams at $250. I will add a special condition of no consumption of any drugs that are not controlled, any consumption of any controlled substance without a prescription. Raise your right hand, please, sir. What do you think that is? All right. Raise.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Can you state your true name and date of birth?
Daniel Wayne McDormand, July 5th, 1976.
All right, perfect. At this time, you were charged with the following: destruction of evidence, pardon me, a violation of condition of pretrial release, a violation of condition of pretrial release, and violation of condition of your pretrial release. Those are the three charges. I do find probable cause after reviewing the warrant, and that warrant was already previously entered, and the bonds were count one, $1,500, count two, $150, and count three, $100.
He also has a notice to appear, case number 2021 CO 0007408.
Thank you, and I will leave it as a notice to appear. Yes. Good luck, sir. Scott McKinney? Can you please raise your right hand?
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you state your true name and date of birth?
Scott Andrew McKinney, 8/21/65.
Thank you. You were charged with a failure to appear and a failure to appear. At this time, there was a previously issued warrant for the amount of $1,000. Pardon me, let's see, yep. $1,000 for your failure to appear and $1,000 for your failure to appear on the possession of drug paraphernalia. And this was entered by another judge. And thus, I won't be changing that bond amount. Then you have another case of where you were charged with possession of methamphetamine, MDA ecstasy, pardon me. I find probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit. Based on this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Public Defender's Office. And pretrial release, does he qualify for PTR on this case?
He came in with the warrants, so he did not qualify for PTR because he had the FTA.
Would you like to be heard state on any conditions of release or bail?
I have a bond on any of those cases?
Would you like to be heard on any conditions of release or bond state?
No, Your Honor, not for this case. However, just for clarification on the prior failure to appear, the second one on here stated the bond amount was $100 for the second failure to appear. So I didn't know if you wanted to change it to the 1,000 or keep it at the 100.
The numbers were so little.
Yes, I know, I agree.
I wanted to keep the 100. So the failure to defend it to appear is 1,000. On your second count, it's only 100.
Thank you, Your Honor. Nothing else.
And that was on your cases, possession of controlled substance, possession of drug paraphernalia. You missed the court date, and thus they gave you a bond amount of $1,000 and $100 from another judge. on your case here in front of me today where I found probable cause. That was for possession of methamphetamine, MDA ecstasy. Based on that, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defenders. And at this time, for your bond, I'm going to set a bond in the amount of $500. There's going to be special conditions of your release, and that special condition is do not consume any controlled substances without a prescription. Good luck, sir. He was also provisionally appointed in that case. Now we should have, who do we have, Deputy?
Gregory Mercer.
Thank you. Gregory Mercer, can you please raise your right hand for me?
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please tell me your true name and date of birth?
My name is Gregory LaVon Mercer, June 24th, 1960.
Thank you very much. You were charged with the sale and delivery of alprazolam. And at this time, I do find that there was already a previously issued warrant, affidavit of arrest, pardon me, and in that affidavit of arrest, the bond was set as follows. Count one, $70,500. And there was not any other conditions of release, but I will add, do not possess or consume any controlled substances without a prescription. State, would you like to be heard on any other issues?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, would you like to be heard on any other issues?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck, sir.
What's going on, Your Honor? I don't.
So at this time, what happened is that you received a bond, and your bond that you received was in the amount of $7,500, which is the amount of bond that you received. So you can go set a bond. If you can make bond, then you can be released.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Good luck, sir.
Do I come back to court?
I don't have there is no date at this time, but please look in your mailbox for any future dates. Thank you. Who do we have?
Morissette.
Thank you.
Anderson Morissette.
That brings us to Mr. Anderson Morissette. Can you please raise your right hand?
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't, give me a verbal answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. At this time, can you tell me your name and date of birth?
Anderson Morissette, 11/24/96.
11 meaning November?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You were charged today, pardon me, with possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. And do we have any history?
He has 0 felonies, 0 misdemeanors, 0 FTAs, 1 unknown. He's out on bond on case 2021 CF 00754680.
State, would you like to be heard on any issues?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yeah, I would ask that, you set a monetary bond in the new law and consider, taking no action on the out on bond charge since he has no criminal history. And this is a, possession of cannabis case. And because of his lack of criminal history, the new law violation may get downgraded to like a possession under 20 grams, so he may qualify for a pre-child diversion program downtown in the child division, Your Honor.
Mr. Morissette, are you working?
Not at the moment, but I do receive SSI.
You do CSSI?
I receive SSI.
SSI benefits? Are you in school?
Yes.
Who do you live with?
I live with my mom, stepdad.
At this time, I'm going to take no action on case number 2021 CF 075446. And I'm going to set a bond for the possession of cannabis at $500.
Also, Your Honor, on an out on bond charge, he has no attorney, so I would ask for our office to be appointed.
Thank you. I'm going to provisionally appoint you to 2021 CF 007546. Do not put, special condition, do not possess any drugs or without a valid prescription. So that means that if you get in possession of marijuana, again, that would be a violation. Don't let the possession of marijuana get you back in jail, as I took no action on your other case. So that means that you're up and available to be released if you can afford the bond.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't come back in here for the marijuana.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Next case. Neil Paul Morrison. Can you raise your right hand for me, please?
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Not a yeah, but a what?
Ma'am.
Thank you. Can you please state your name and date of birth?
Neil Morrison, May 7th, 2001.
All right, thank you very much. We're charged with the following. This one I had a question. This was the stop with the windows. Give me a minute. I think this was I've read so many. Yeah. You were charged with the following: drug trafficking, controlled substance, count 1. Count 2, drug substances, controlled substance without prescription. Count 3, drugs, health, or safety, possession with sell, legend, drug without prescription. Count 4, marijuana possession, over 20 grams. Count 5, drug equipment possession, use of possession, MFGR, paraphernalia to transport drugs. Is there any issues with PC, probable cause in this case?
Your Honor, he's out on bond, so I wasn't going to make any arguments.
Okay. All right, based on this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Public Defender's Office. History, pretrial, as far as pretrial release?
He has 2 felony convictions, 1 misdemeanor conviction, 0 FTAs, 10 unknowns, 0 DOC incarcerations, and he's out on bond and PTR.
State, do you have any, you want to be heard on any issues?
Yes, Your Honor. State just requests that he not be in possession of any drugs or...
Give me one moment. Emergency, I will be off the bench for a couple moments. Badge. All right, we are back, and thus, Mr. Morrison, I have appointed you to the Public Defender's Office. At this time, I am going to street the previous bond for case number 2021 CF 04990 and enter no bonds on each of those charges. As far as this new case, the defense, would you like to be heard on bond?
No, Your Honor. He's bond's gonna be revoked, so I figured that we just take care of everything in the trial division.
All right.
I have no argument.
At this time, the court's going to enter bond, stay the bond on the 21 CF 08374, which would be $150,000 for count one. Sorry, I'm going to review my notes on this one. Court's going to stay the bonds, $150,000 for count one, charge one, $1,000 for charge two, $15,000 for charge three, $1,000 for charge four, and $1,000 for count five. Mr. Morrison, it's very important that you keep in contact with your attorney. Good luck, sir. Next case is Cornelius Dwayne Page. Can you please raise your right hand?
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Can you state your name and your true name and date of birth?
Cornelius Dwayne Page Jr., 04/15/2000.
Mr. Page, you were charged with the following: carrying a concealed weapon. At this time, after reviewing the charging affidavit, I do find there was probable cause. I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the public defender's office. There is 2 cases that you are currently on a surety bond for, and one of them you are ROR, and that is going to be on 2021 CF 003778. Court is going to enter a no bond on that case. You are also in a court case 2021 CF 012865, fleeing or attempting to elude a law enforcement officer with sirens activated, and for reckless driving. Court's going to street the previous bonds, enter no bonds on both counts. As far as this charge, court's going to grant a bond as follows: $2,000 with special conditions of releases to not carry any firearms or weapons. Good luck, sir. Pardon me, was there something that was already, wait, give me one moment. The new charge. Yes, I'm gonna read it, it's 2,000. Thank you. Good luck, sir. The next case is Donald John Richard. Mr. Richard, can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. As you, 2 cases. Does he have 2 cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. At this time, Mr. Richard, can you say your true name and date of birth?
Donald John Richard,
Thank you, Mr. Richard. Your date of birth,
12869.
1 being January.
Yeah.
Thank you. You were charged with the following: possession of cocaine. After reviewing the charging affidavit, I do find there was probable cause. I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the public defender's office on this case. You have another case, though, which is you were charged with alcoholic beverages, open containers, and that was through the city
That's the only.
of Orlando. Excuse me, sir, give me one moment. Through the city of Orlando. Yep, a possession of the city of Orlando. And at this time, I do find there is probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit. Based on this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the public defender's office on this case as well. So there's 2 cases that you do have out right now.
Excuse me, Your Honor, I only got an open container. That's it.
Give me one moment. Does Mr. Donald John Richard have paperwork for his other case?
This is the only thing I have.
It's all right, just relax a moment. If you don't have it, I'll make sure you get it.
I could print him a copy.
We'll print out some new paperwork right now, okay?
And then he's also out on bond.
Now, Mr. Richard, I'm being real patient with you today, so I need you to be real patient with me today. So folding up things and slamming things on is not going to make me want to give you a copy of something that you don't have. If you are cooperative, that makes me want to give you something that you don't have. But any slinging around, that's not going to be acceptable, okay? That is, I can understand how frustrating it can be, but don't be frustrated in this courtroom, all right? So this is going to be a copy of the information that you did not receive, so that you definitely have a copy, because you should have had a copy. At this time, I'm going to, there is an open case that you have in 2021 MM 4872, and that was transferred from 21 CF 07227A, and that was for a charge of criminal mischief and resisting an officer without violence. Based on this state, would you have any, you want to be heard on any issues?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
No, Your Honor.
At this time, I'm going to enter a no bond, street the previous bond in the case 21 MM 4872. Issue bond is going to be set as far as the alcoholic beverages, open containers, ROR. Special condition, though, do not drink or consume alcohol. As far as his other one, possession of cocaine, I'm going to enter a bond at $250. He is not to do not consume any alcohol or have any controlled substances without a prescription. Good luck, sir. That would bring us to Joshua Robles.
No, it should be Natasha Leigh Russell.
Have an inmate number, Your Honor?
So what happened to Joshua Robles?
It could be that they bonded, Your Honor.
Inmate number?
210-16805.
Security bond.
Thank you. That brings us to Natasha Russell. Please raise your right hand.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Thank you. Can you state your true name and date of birth?
Natasha Russell, 315.
Gotta speak up, sweetie.
Natasha Russell, 31588.
Thank you. 3, meaning March.
Yes.
Ms. Russell, you were here as you were charged with the following: possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, and refusal to submit to a DUI test, a DUI driving while under the influence. That's another case, 2 cases.
Yes, ma'am.
After for your case in regards to the possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, after reviewing the arrest affidavit, I do find there was probable cause. Based on this, I'm provisionally appoint you to the public defender. Your attorney is sitting here next to you. In the case of, you were charged also with refuse to submit to DUI tests and DUI driving while under the influence. I did find that there was probable cause based on the charging affidavit for that as well. And based on this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the public defender's office in this case. History.
She has 3 felony convictions, 1 misdemeanor conviction, 0 FTAs, 9 unknown, 0 DOC incarcerations, and she's out on bond in Osceola County, 2021 CF 000804.
Oh, yes, okay. All right, Ms. Russell, you were out on bond on a previous case, and thus I'm going to escheat your bond in this 2021 CF 00804, issue a no bond. And then as far as your case for possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, I'm going to stay the bond of $5,000. Special conditions of, do not possess any firearms or weapons or ammunition.
Which bond did you revoke?
The one that you were out on. You were out on case 2021 CF 00804 in Osceola County. I'm going to give you bonds on the others, but you were out on that case already. And thus, that bond it's been revoked.
Is there any way to keep it? Because I'm fixing to settle it.
So your attorney, when you get your attorney, they'll be able to set a hearing.
Set a hearing.
With the judge, whoever this judge is on this case.
Okay.
As far as, and then you can ask your attorney, I'm so sorry, defense, you can ask your attorney any of these questions that you may have at that period of time. As far as your, I think I gave it to you. What was it, the other one? It's on that. Thank you. As far as your possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, I did that. Stayed the bond at $5,000 and no weapons, firearms, or ammunition. And this traffic, refusal to submit to a DUI test, I'm gonna set the bond at $250. And the DUI, driving while under the influence, I'm gonna stay the bond at $500. Do not consume alcohol or controlled substance without a prescription. And so you have bonds set on these cases, your Osceola case. Good luck, ma'am. Thank you.
Hey,
That
Your
brings,
Honor, on her out on bond charge, our office conflicted off, so I think you may need to appoint regional conflict or something.
oh, okay. I will appoint regional conflict. There's a provision, or if not, provisionally appoint the public defender.
It's Osceola County case.
Oh.
And we'll follow up on it. Thank you very much for bringing that to our attention. Council State, did you see that as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
That brings us to LaPointe.
Refuse, Your Honor.
That's a waive his appearance.
You're going to waive his appearance?
Yes.
Thank you. At this time, with the council waiving the appearance of Mr. LaPointe, he was charged with a failure to appear. There was a previously warrant issued, and that bond was set at a no bond. And then on case 21 MM004146, possession of drug paraphernalia. Court's going to take no action. That brings us to De Silva.
They bonded, Your Honor.
Thank you. Brings us to Jose Gomez.
Also bonded.
All right, that brings us to Jason Morales Flores.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please raise your right hand?
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please state your true name and date of birth?
Jason Omar Maribel Flores, 7/13/84.
Thank you. At this time, you were charged with a DUI influence of alcohol or drugs. After reviewing the affidavit of arrest, I do find there was probable cause. I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Public Defender's Office unless you have counsel. And at this time, Officer from pretrial release, can I please hear history?
He has no Florida history. He has one out-of-state FTA from June of 2010, and he also has an out-of-state conviction from March of 2012 for obtaining money false pretense. He's also being held on a fugitive warrant.
At this time, State, would you like to be heard on any issues?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
No, Your Honor.
All right, at this time, I'm going to issue a bond for $500. Conditions of special release are no alcohol consumption. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
You've been provisionally appointed to the Public Defender's Office. Is that what you asked?
No, my out-of-state warrant.
Any information about that?
Our classification department will contact the state, Virginia.
Thank you. That brings me to Tamara Razmar. Thank you. Can you please raise your right hand?
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Can you please state your true name and date of birth?
11/1968.
True name and date of birth?
Can
Excuse me?
Your true name, your name,
Tamara Lynn Ramasar,
and your date of birth?
11/19/1968.
11 being November?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. You were charged with the following: a DUI, damage to a property or a person of another. After reviewing the affidavit of arrest, I do find that there was probable cause. And thus, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the public defender's office. Your attorney is sitting in the courtroom. History?
She has 6 felony convictions, 7 misdemeanor convictions, 0 FTAs, 0 unknowns, 0 DOC incarcerations. Last conviction for petty theft 2 prior in December of 11.
Does she qualify for PTR?
She did not qualify for PTR, Your Honor.
Thank you. State, would you like to be heard on any issues of bond?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues of bond?
Defense has just asked for a $500 bond.
Thank you. At this time, the court is going to enter a bond of $500. Ask for a special condition to release that you do not consume any alcohol or controlled substances without a prescription. Good luck, ma'am. Pardon me?
Bond is $500?
Bond is $500. Next case is Frederica Williams. Can you please raise your right hand?
Yes, ma'am.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your true name and date of birth.
Frederica Shantae Williams, 9/10/93.
9 September.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
9/10/93.
You were charged with the moving, oh, this is the one, this is the, I have a note here. Is this 2 cases?
She has 2 cases.
Yes. Any PC issues with this case? The second, there's 2 cases here.
Your Honor, the fact that she's out on bond, I figured that would just take care of it in the trial division, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. At this time, State, would you like to be heard on any issues?
No, Your Honor.
All right, at this time, you have been charged with the following. Oh, there was another one. So you've been charged with the moving traffic violation, but you're also charged with providing false ID to a law enforcement officer. At this time, I am finding that there was probable cause, and I will issue a bond at $250 for the providing false ID. I saw the other one. Providing false ID to the law enforcement officer. There is no special conditions on that release. You were previously out on pretrial diversion for a DUI. History?
She has no convictions, no arrests.
Court's not going to take any action. You can bond out today. Have a good day. Next case.
And Your Honor, what was the bond for the duelist?
Yeah, I stayed the bond.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. That would bring us to Douglas Bronson.
Yes.
All right. Can you please raise your right hand, sir?
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you state your true name and date of birth?
Douglas Bronson, 6/18/1998.
6 being June?
6/18/1998.
June 18th?
Yes.
Thank you. And I've looked at the arrest affidavit, the charging affidavit, and I do find probable cause for the trespass in an occupied structure. Based upon this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. Pretrial release officer, can I have history?
He has 77 felony convictions, 7 misdemeanor convictions, 0 FTA, 0 unknowns, 0 DOC incarceration. Last conviction for criminal mischief, July of 2021.
Is he transient?
Yes, Your Honor.
Does he qualify for direct PTR?
No, Your Honor.
No failure to appears?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Bronson, where are you living right now?
I'm on transient.
Defense, do you want to be heard on any issues?
Yes, Your Honor, I would ask for an ROR in this case. in the trial division, he'll probably get a credit time served anyway.
State?
No
Thank you.
objection. Sorry, no objection, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Bronson, at this time, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance, but I am going to set a date. Let's get his arraignment date set so that he knows his date when he's leaving here with where you have to be. Mr. Bronson, are you listening?
Yes.
It's gonna be an arraignment date, August the 19th at 7:30.
August the 19th at 7:30. So because you're transient, you may not be able to get the mail. I'm giving you your hearing date. So if you don't come, then that's on you because I just released you on your own recognizance and I'm giving you your date right here in the courtroom. And I normally don't do that.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. And that's August
19th at 7:30.
19th at 7:30. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
That would bring us now to Matthew Freeman.
You bonded, Your Honor.
Thank you. That would bring us to Carlos Alberto Molina. Can you please raise your right hand?
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Can you state your true name and date of birth for me, please, sir?
Carlos Alberto Molina, 5'11",
I cannot hear. So we got to speak up.
Carlos Molina, 5'11", 1982.
5 being May.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Today you were charged with a criminal mischief of more than $200 and less than $1,000. A battery, charge 2 is battery, and charge 3 is an assault. After reviewing the charging arrest affidavit, I do find there was probable cause for your arrest. And I'm going to, based on this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the public defender's office after your application of criminal indigent status. History, please.
He has 5 felony convictions, 22 misdemeanor convictions, 0 FTAs, 2.
22?
Yes, ma'am.
Heard.
2 unknowns, 1 DOC incarceration. He's currently on state probation. Last conviction for felony battery, December of 2020.
I'm assuming he does not qualify for PTR?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. State, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Yes, Your Honor. State requests no contact with the victim, as well as no return.
Defense?
No argument, Your Honor.
Thank you. At this time, I'm going to set bond as follows. Criminal mischief, bond will be $250. Battery, bond will be $250. Assault, bond will be $250. There will be special conditions of release, no contact with the victim whatsoever. That's indirect or direct, so through a third party. Do you live with the victim?
Not at all.
All right. And do not return to the residence. Good luck, sir.
Your Honor, I believe it was a restaurant, just for the record. Russell's
Or
Restaurant.
residence or the scene of the offense. So it's a restaurant there. Do you know the restaurant?
It's Russell's Restaurant.
Please do not return to Russell's Restaurant. That brings us to our next case, which is Sammy Pursley. Can you please raise your right hand?
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, ma'am.
Can you state your true name and date of birth?
Samuel Lee Pursley Jr., 10/29/66, ma'am.
Thank you. You've been here because you were charged with a battery.
Yes, ma'am.
I find that after reviewing the arrest affidavit, I do find there was probable cause for your arrest based on this and the application of criminal indigent status. I'm going to appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. Pretrial release history.
He has 21 felony convictions, 19 misdemeanor convictions, 0 FTAs, 14 unknown, 9 DOC incarceration. Last conviction for burglary and petty theft to prior December of 13.
Thank you. He does not qualify for PTR.
No, Your Honor.
State, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Yes, Your Honor. State just requests no contact.
Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. At this time, I'm going to enter a bond of $250 on the battery. No contact with the victim, no return to the scene. Do you live with the victim?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Good luck, sir. That would bring us to Freddie Gregory Rojas. Can you please raise your right hand?
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Can you state your true name and date of birth?
Freddie Gregory Rojas, 05, May 31st, 1992.
05 being May?
Yes.
All right, you were charged with trespass on property after a warning. I have reviewed the affidavit.
issues a PC?
Your Honor, is there, I would ask for an ROR in this case, Your Honor. Client has no criminal history. This is a misdemeanor trespass.
Thank you. State, would you like to be heard on any issues?
State has no objection to ROR, Your Honor.
Thank you. At this time, I'm going to release, does he qualify for direct PTR?
He was not interviewed, Your Honor, due to housing.
Direct PTR, if applicable, please reevaluate. If not applicable, then ROR. No return to the scene, special conditions. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
That ends to Corey Allen Taylor. Can you raise your right hand, please, sir? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please state your name and date of birth?
Corey Taylor, 4/10/92.
You were charged with resisting officer without violence and petty theft retail. Based on the arrest affidavit, I do find there was probable cause. Based on this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender, as you have filled out a application for criminal indigent status, and you were deemed to be indigent. Pretrial release, can I have any history?
He has 0 felonies, 1 misdemeanor conviction, 1 FTA from March of 2021, 4 unknowns, 0 DOC incarceration. Last conviction from September 13 for possession of marijuana. He's also out on pretrial diversion in 2020, CF 008000780.
State, is it pending active pretrial diversion or is he on it? Has he been enrolled?
One moment, Your Honor, I'll check.
Thank you. Counsel from the Public Defender's Office, if you could check as well in regards to the enrollment in the pretrial release.
Your Honor, yeah, I see he's represented by Jonathan Mills, so I don't have any records in my file.
Thank you.
Supposed to be closed.
Just give us a moment.
I do see he has a status hearing on September the 8th for the pretrial diversion, so I believe it is active.
And I'll give State a moment. Thank you.
Your Honor, I do see that he had a status hearing and the contract was printed, but I do not have whether or not it's signed. So I'm not sure if he's actually currently completely enrolled in the program.
Thank you. And what was the previous, I'm so sorry, I don't have the, what was the previous history? Any?
1 misdemeanor conviction, 1 FTA from March of 2021. His last conviction was September of 13 for possession.
And that was this, possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia?
That's a different case. His conviction was for possession of marijuana.
In that case, it's still open?
That's a conviction. It's closed.
Thank you. All right, at this time, I'm going to take no action on the case 2020 CF 008007. I'm going to enter a bond, stay the bonds as follows in the cases, which is $500 for resisting officer without violence and petty theft retail at $100. Don't not return to the scene of the offense. Good luck, sir. That would bring us to now Jamie Turby Davis. Can you raise your right hand? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Can you please state your true name and date of birth?
92, ma'am. Jamie Nicholas Turby Davis.
All right, at this time, you were charged with a trespass on property after a warning. I have found probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit. Based on this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Public Defender's Office. Can I have history, please?
He has 7 felony convictions, 4 misdemeanor convictions, 2 FTAs, last one being from August of 2015, 2 unknowns, and 1 DOC incarceration. Last conviction from January 2016, possession of cocaine, possession of heroin.
Thank you. State, would you like to be heard on any issues?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
No, Your Honor.
Any failures?
2.
At this time, the court's going to issue a bond at $500. No return to the scene. Good luck, sir.
I believe he doesn't want to address it.
Can I ask a question, please?
You have an attorney that's right there. I just provisionally appointed you. Next case would be 21 MM 4918, Jamie. Oh, that's the same person? Yeah, sorry. I need, the rest of these are all out of county, I believe. Yeah, until you get to the last. I see it. Perfect. All right. This should, I should be able to run through these real quick. Delamar Hernandez?
Your Honor, I have a quick
Yes.
question. If my client would plead openly to the bench, would you have an offer to resolve the case today?
That's good.
So if you could, sir, excuse me, sir, do you have a lawyer that I just previously appointed, and thus he is asking me to do something for you, and at this time, I do not want to hear from the defendant. I would love to hear from your attorney who I just appointed, who is knowledgeable in the law and is going to be able to help you and aid you. Thus, if you say something, you may not, everything you're saying is being recorded. So I'm sure your attorney does not want you to say anything. Counsel,
If my client was to plead openly to the bench, would you have an offer to resolve this case today, or?
I do not.
Okay.
Thank you. Good luck, sir. Next case will be Delamar Hernandez Diaz.
You bonded, Your Honor.
Thank you. Joan Antonio Hernandez.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is in Osceola County. Okay, thank you. Can you please raise your right hand? Sir, you tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Can you state your name and date of birth?
Joan Antonio Hernandez, 9/27/1990.
I don't have any other info. You were here on a, give me one moment. This is not, does this look like an out-of-county warrant to you? There's on the front of the ticket. Thank you very much. At this time, you have been charged with resisting an officer, fleeing to elude with lights and sirens activated, moving traffic violation, reckless driving, first offense, resisting an officer, obstruction without violence. I do find probable cause after reviewing the affidavit of arrest history.
He has 3 felony convictions, 2 misdemeanor convictions, 4 FTAs, last one being January of 2015, 0 unknowns, 0 DOC incarcerations. Last conviction from February 2018, driving with suspended license as a habitual. And he also qualifies for pretrial release.
Thank you. State, would you like to be heard on any?
No, Your Honor.
Court's in recess for 5 minutes. this stack, though? I am. I'm gonna finish this up. Okay. All right, we can bring Mr. Joan Antonio Hernandez in. Right, gotta get up, you gotta stretch, get it ready. Thank you, sir. Can you, was he previously sworn? Yes. Thank you. Can you state your true name and date of birth?
Juan Antonio Hernandez, 9/27/90.
Thank you. You were charged with resisting officer, fleeing and looting with lights, sirens activated, moving traffic violation, reckless driving, first offense, resisting an officer, obstruction to obstruction without violence, pardon me. I find, after reviewing the charging affidavit, there was probable cause. State, do you want to be heard?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, would you like to be heard?
Your Honor, I believe this is out of county, am I correct?
Yes.
We don't represent the out of county.
Right. There wasn't, and there was already a bond issued for no bond on count 1, count 2, $500, and count 3, $300. Sir, this is an out-of-county bond.
I mean, do I get a bond?
They've already issued the bond, and at this time, they gave a bond for $500, $500 and no bond for your charge of resisting an officer, fleeing, eluding without lights and sirens activated.
Do I get a bond for the no bond?
There is a bond, $500, and $500 and $500 for the remaining 2 violations.
So all 3 are 500?
So I was going to set bond in the fleeing and eluding, however, the public defender has indicated that he does not represent him on this case, so I'm going to leave it as a no bond until he has a hearing.
And he does qualify for a pretrial since it's Osceola.
Pardon?
He does qualify for a pretrial since it's Osceola County.
PTR?
Yes.
Okay, but he doesn't, I'm going to provisionally appoint the public, office of the public defender. Are you going to take this case?
Yeah, I do it.
All right, so I'm going to provisionally appoint the office of the public defender. Normally, they don't, though. Is that correct? Okay, that's what I thought. But I will provisionally appoint you in this instance.
Okay.
And pretrial is telling us that he may be qualified for pretrial release.
He qualifies for pretrial release. Your
So I will issue a bond of pretrial release with the following. The bonds will be stayed, and I'll enter a bond resisting officer, fleeing, eluding without lights and sirens at $1,000.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And then 1,000 and PTR?
Correct, bonds with PTR. Each bond with PTR conditions as to all 3 counts.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Now, that was just, normally though, we don't. All right, next person would be Samantha Lacey. Pardon me, Marie. All right, Marie Samantha Lacey, where are we, is she here?
No, Your Honor, she's not on the docket. She might have bonded.
You have a jail number, Your Honor?
Oh.
210-167-85.
Just your name. Right here.
She was turned over to Lake County.
Thank you. That brings us to Miguel Rodriguez. Can you raise your right hand?
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You can sit. At this time, Ms., can you state your true name and date of birth?
Miguel Rodriguez, 9/11/76.
Thank you. At this time, there was, you were charged with a failure to appear on an aggravated battery. There was a out-of-county previously issued warrant, and that warrant is for a bond at $500. I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defenders. Good luck, sir. That will bring us to Richard Reed, Anthony Richard Reed.
He refused, Your Honor.
He's what?
He refused.
Your Honor,
You gonna waive?
Yeah, waive defense.
Thank you. At this time, he was charged with a violation of probation, of condition D of the order of probation, and a violation of condition D of the order of probation. Is this give me 1 minute. Nope, 2 separate cases, 2020 CF 09631. There will be a no bond, as there was a previously warrant was issued previously. And the same on 2020 CF 0433, there was a previously entered bond of 0. Is that what you have? 4 more? All right, I would like to take Robert Lee Adams.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Currently, can you raise your right hand?
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. You were charged with alcohol, open container, alcoholic beverage. And based on the affidavit, charging affidavit, I do find there was probable cause. Was pouring it out, so was it already? Oh, he grabbed the can before he finished. I'm so sorry. Oh. I have 2 big notes here. What's his history?
He has 13 felony convictions, 34 misdemeanor convictions, 13 FTAs, last one being November of '04, 6 unknowns, 3 DOC incarcerations, last conviction August of 2016 for trespassing.
Give me a minute. Let me look up the city ordinance real quick. Hold on, before I find PC. I haven't done that city ordinance in a long time. State, would you like to be heard on any issues?
No, Your Honor.
Just give me 1 minute. I am not, the city ordinances I haven't looked at in a long time. Court's going to release him on his own recognizance. Good luck, sir. Next case, Rochelle Gordon. Please raise your right hand.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your true name and date of birth.
My name is Rochelle Gordon, born June 15, 1950.
History.
He has 0 felony convictions, 2 misdemeanor convictions, 1 FTA, October of 17, 0 unknown, 0 DOC incarcerations. Last conviction for open container, July 2021.
Court's having an issue with probable cause just because he was sharing the can. Does look like to defendants. Court's gonna find no probable cause. RR, no probable cause. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Next case. Lucretia Holmes.
She bonded, Your Honor.
Thank you. Brings us to Gary Sumner. Can you please raise your right hand?
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah, I do.
Can you state your true name and date of birth?
Gary Bernard Sumner. April 8th, 1951.
After reviewing the charging affidavit, I do find that there's probable cause. Based on this, I'm provisionally appointed to the Office of the Public Defender. History.
He has 0 felony convictions, 6 misdemeanor convictions, 2 FTAs, last one being from December of 87, 3 unknowns, 0 DOC incarceration, last conviction December of 05 for unauthorized presence.
State, would you like to be heard on any issues?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
You have to ask for ROR.
You shall get it. I'm gonna ROR Mr. Sumner today. Mr. Sumner, I'm gonna give you a time that you have to come back to court right now today so that you are aware of what day you have to come, okay?
Okay.
It's gonna be arraignment day, August 19th at 7:30 a.m.
August 19th at 7:30 a.m., okay?
Ready?
You're gonna take that paper with you, all right?
All that, this is all now recall it.
That should be the completion of IAs. I was gonna give you guys a break, but I already pretty much was going to finish.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you very much.